Welcome to Punctuation for Court Reporters, video number 67, Punctuating Strike That and Correction. I'm Ken Wick. Let's get started. So how do you punctuate sentences that contain strike that and correction? Here are two examples to test your knowledge. Did you purchase strike that? What did you do in the store? So does punctuation come before and after strike that? And the next example is, how did she, correction, how did he manage to get your credit card? So I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to my videos. If you like the video, please hit like and check out links to books and videos in the description. So let's discuss the references. So in the LMEG, there's no special rule for strike that or correction. I just say it refers to, or it just goes back to what I call the fundamental rule of dashes, which is Rule 85 in LMEG, which basically says use a dash when a speaker changes or clarifies an idea mid-sentence. And then there is an example of strike that in Rule 90, which concerns punctuation within dashes. So it's not related to strike that, but it actually has a strike that example. And here's the example verbatim: is she, strike that, where does your aunt live now? So here it has a dash before strike that and a period after. But notice that the sentence, there's the person says something, changes mid-sentence, and then starts a new sentence. So it has in this case it has a dash before and a period after. But just pointing out that could possibly a reason for the period could be that starts a new sentence. And then in the BGGP rule dash number 7, it basically says use a dash before and a period after strike that or correction when they are used after an interruption of the sentence. So if you go back to the LMEG example, it has examples that look exactly like this. We'll have, like is she, strike that, is she, correction, and then it starts with a new sentence. The book then discusses that if it is more of a mid-sentence interruption, meaning it continues to put a dash on the after strike that or correction. I believe that is still the dash 7 rule. Just some notes to it. So let's get down to the examples. So our first example that we had on the first slide is, did you purchase strike that? What did you do in the store? So going back to the examples, both in LMEG and the BGGP, is you would put a dash in front of strike that and a period after, because this is a strike that is considered an interruption, and then we were going to put the period because a new sentence starts up. What about the next example? How did she, correction, how did he manage to get your credit card? So once again, we put a dash in front of correction because it is a mid-sentence interruption. Then we're going to put a period after, and then how did he manage to get your credit card? Because this is basically a new sentence. You can almost see this as a false start. Both of these are what I call false start examples. Did you purchase strike that? So it's a false start, then they're going to start over, so we're just going to start a new sentence. Both of these examples concern that. And I would say, seems like most of the cases that I see people using strike that or correction, this would be the case. It's a sort of a false start. But the last example is what I call a mid-sentence correction. I was traveling home Monday night, correction, Tuesday night, when the accident occurred. So here we don't have what I call a false start. Someone just in the middle of it says Monday night, correction, it says they're going to correct themselves, change it to Tuesday night, and then they continue. So just like LMEG has no specific rule for strike that or correction, it just really considers it an interruption. So correct in setting off with dashes. And how do you handle a mid-sentence, or how does LMEG and the various references handle this what I call mid-sentence interruption, which could be a complete uh, clause or phrase. And in fact, in my book, I have one which is a complete clause, like a sentence. And you set it off with dashes because that's how you handle that. So basically, even if you read in the LMEG, I believe it is could be rule 85, is that it says, this mid-sentence interruption, you set off with dashes. So you'd set the interruption off, and then if they continue, then you put the dash on the other side to show that they continued their thought. And you can think of this as, this word correction really stands for a complete sentence. They're just saying one word. I was traveling home last night. I have a correction Tuesday night. So this one word is actually standing for an entire sentence. But this is how you would handle a mid-sentence or a case where strike that or correction happens mid-sentence and they continue your thought. You just set it off with either side with dashes. If they, what I call, do a false start, then a dash before the correction, a period after. So that's how you handle correction and strike that. So I can say thank you for watching.